Anger. Anger is something that I was once extremely well acquainted with. As a teenager, I was an extremely angry kid. Borderlining violent, if I'm to be honest. But it didn't come from nowhere. I found that my anger came from being misunderstood and not being heard. And not knowing if people were choosing to misunderstand me or if it was truly that I was just so out of the ordinary that another human being just couldn't hear me. And in turn, it ended up making me feel like, well, if you can't hear me, feel me. I'll be louder. I'll make you feel it. But for a while, it could feel powerful. It could feel like you're on a high and no one can touch you because you're not even allowing anyone to get that close to you. But there is another side that I found out about, and that was that it was controlling me. And funny enough, I hated being controlled. I hated the lack of autonomy. I didn't want anyone or anything to feel like it had a hold on me. But anger has a hold. And it'll hold you all right because you'll think that you're navigating a situation and somebody says something to you and you turn into a different monster. You're not even yourself. And you may be like, oh, it's not controlling me. Yes, it is absolutely controlling you because you can't see straight. You can't think straight. And you'll probably end up in jail. So you definitely don't have control over that. But I came to find out that I could use that anger and that pain and that rage for something else. And that is a navigation system. And it may sound weird, but instead of reacting in such a strong manner, I look at it when that rage starts to bubble up and I realize what is triggering me. That's the question that I ask myself. What is triggering me and why? And after why, where did it come from? Because when you're able to pinpoint those things, I promise you'll end up laughing. A lot of the time it's, again, from being misunderstood, not being heard, from feeling wronged. But that coping mechanism may not align with your current circumstances. And you learn, you outgrow that behavior, hopefully, because there are people that do not release that or use it in a different way. And for me, it's not that it went away. It just changed into something else. Of course, people look at me and they may not immediately perceive that. But for me, when I do feel those little triggers, those little pangs, those little irritations, I ask myself, do I want to expend that level of energy? Because it costs. You will tire yourself out. After you scream, after you show out, you cry, you probably punch somebody or knock something over. You have to face those consequences and you have to ask yourself, do you feel like doing that? Because I do not feel like doing that. I do not have the energy or bandwidth to engage in that behavior. The cost is way too high. And I enjoy peace and being able to navigate situations in a peaceful manner rather than losing my entire self and losing my entire cool. It gives me headaches. So, use your anger as a system to see, this is what I don't like. So how will I handle me not liking that? What boundary will I put in place so I don't have to deal with that situation? What behaviors am I going to alter within myself so I don't have to react so strongly? You may put in place asking questions. Does this situation require the level of irritation or anger or energy that I'm giving it? Because 99% of the time, it's not required. So take it from me. Be calm in all that you do. Think and lead with love and curiosity. When you lead with those things, you don't react so strongly. When people come at you or situations don't go in your favor, you're more curious as to why and how can I resolve it rather than screaming, look, I didn't even have the energy to do that. All that fighting, that I'm ready to go, and oh, the world is against me. It's not necessary. Lead with love. Love yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And you can always comment. I'm always here for you guys if you ever want to discuss your own personal situation. Take your time. Be gentle. Be kind to yourself. It's not something that's easy to grow out of. It's not something that happens overnight. Bye.